Hey, what's up, everybody? Ed here. I was out pressure washing. You might have saw that at the beginning of the video. But I decided to come in. I don't get too many questions, direct questions, on my videos, but this one goes out to Detroit Record that actually asked me a question. And it was, what is your current live rig? And I think he was mostly referring to what amplifier am I using, and maybe effects, and maybe not so much guitar. But because he asked the question, and because I love to get legitimate questions, I decided to do a video of what my current status quo is concerning my live rig. And what I've been playing pretty much at gigs is the Harley Benton VT Series Strat body, Strat guitar. This was given to me generously, 4 years now, I think, by Eric C. And it took me a while to warm up to the guitar itself because I was used to a totally different neck. And then once I started playing this guitar, and the more I played it at home, the more I liked the guitar and I liked the neck profile. Now, it's kind of a C shape. It's not a real thin D shape like my other Strat is. It's got a real skinny neck. This one's a little bit beefier, a little bit easier. It spreads my hand out a little more, which makes it a little more comfortable for me right now. It's got the stock Wilkinson pickups and hardware that it came with, and I won't change that because I'm happy with it. They are Alnico. The pickups they're fine. And I've equipped this guitar with the Rockinger black box in the tremolo cavity that I get a lot of hits on that video about, interest in the black box. Now, this guitar, I'm tuned in E flat, okay, because we tune in E flat to make it easier on me because I'm primarily the singer now. We don't have a dedicated singer anymore. But this guitar, you can push it down. It's going to stay in tune. Now, anybody that knows me, my tremolo is, I use the trem bar like this. Hit the notes, you gotta hit the notes, but I use a trem bar like that. I don't do dive bombs. If I'm playing that kind of music, I would probably use something with a Kahler or similar to a Floyd Rose and not a stock Fender style trem. You can do it with that, absolutely. Now, I always use 5 springs on my tremolo because I like it to feel stiff. And I don't want it to go, I like it stiff. I don't like the feel of a mushy trem system. Guys that use 2 springs on a tremolo, I don't understand it. If you bend a string, the other strings are going to go out of tune. This won't, okay? So, and the trem stabilization is largely due to that Rockinger black box, which was also sent to me by Eric. Now, I always take the string tree off of the D and the G strings of any Strat style guitar that I have. Of course, if they have a locking nut, there's no string tree at all. It's not necessary. But I always take off that string tree from the D and the G. I find it holds tune better when bending notes. When using the tremolo, it doesn't affect, I replaced the stock one with a roller one, so on the E and D string, so I think the roller trees are much better, although my tellies have the standard ones and they're fine, but there's no tremolo arm, there's no, whammy bar on a Telecaster normally. So the other thing I like about this guitar is if I'm full up, and I've got the gain, the volume all the way up. If I come in singing down south and I'm a little bit too loud, I can reach down and roll that back to 8. And down south in the land of a pine, on my way to North Carolina, staring down the road, thank God I see headlights. That subtle little difference from there to there, that's all it takes is just a little roll of the volume knob to get you where you need to be. Okay, so and that's why I like this guitar. It's comfortable, it's not heavy, it's got a nice profile on the neck. It's a Harley Benton. I don't know what it cost originally. I don't think it cost $200. It could have been about the same price as that Epiphone special that I got, for $125. It might have been $149, $150, $60, who knows. Okay? All right, so getting to the meat of it, what he probably was mostly concerned with is the good old machine here, the Mosheen. Mine is the 2018 Blues Junior Four. And this one has all right, it's got a 50-watt Celestion in it, is what it has. Oh, I hate getting stuff wrong. Okay, it's the 50-watt A-type. And typically, this is a 15-watt amplifier tube amp. And typically, they come with a Fender speaker in it. The older ones did. That was rated, 15 watts. I don't know, maybe it was 30, but it was a Fender speaker. But this, it came with the Celestion 50-watt A-type, which just gives it more headroom. Okay, so I'm setting it. I put my gain, the volume, straight up and down at 12 o'clock. And then I set the master wherever I want my volume to be. So right now in this room, I'm at 3. And a lot of places that we play, that would be ideal because you've got a spread out area. It has room to ring out, room to travel. So I'm on the verge of not completely clean, right? Most of the time, unless I'm playing something where, and I'll get into it, but I'm using some modulated effects, I might have that volume knob on the guitar rolled back just that little bit, just to clean it up a little while I'm singing. Okay, if it's all the way up. Here the difference is a little bit of bite. Okay? So where I go from there, that's my rhythm volume. So what I've got on the floor here is a small pedal board that I've been using. It's got a Moon 7-band EQ, and the other guitar player in my band, for some reason, liked that pedal, and he bought himself one off Amazon. It was like $30. I don't know. They're cheap as hell. Then I've got an Outlaw Wrangler compressor, the Ibanez Tube Screamer Mini. I've got a Behringer delay, the vintage VD400 vintage delay by Behringer, cheap as hell. And the Behringer Chromatic TU300 tuner, and I always put the tuner last. Well, bad chord. I always put the tuner last. That sucks. I always put the tuner last because it'll mute everything other than chord hum on a bad chord. So if I've got the compressor on, theoretically, I should have checked these chords. I hit the tuner, it mutes everything, okay? It mutes whatever effect you've got in there. It could be a squealing, screaming overdrive. It will shut it off. And that tuner also can be like a kill switch or a brake. So I've got this compressor. This is with the compressor off. Now what I do on the compressor is I run the gain on it. Okay, they're going to call it sensitivity. I run that at like 3 o'clock, 3/4 of the way to full. And then I adjust the level to suit so that I'm getting the effect of the pedal without drastically changing the volume. I want the volume to increase a little bit, but I don't want it to go nuts. Lord have mercy, you can all laugh about this later. Used to be a good chord, it really did. Okay, so here's my guitar at full volume where my amp would be set. There's the compressor, and that might even be a little bit loud on the volume side, so you can bring it down. I'm playing. And I go for a lead. That's that clean type of lead. Now, if I'm playing country, I'm going to be on the 2 or 4 to bring in that middle pickup. And run the compressor if I want to get that click. Okay, I'll turn the delay off. And I've usually got my reverb set at 12 o'clock too on the amp. Now I'll add the delay. my guitar player, he runs his delay like a longer delay, like that. Maybe even longer. But I like the old Scotty Moore slapback there. If I really want to get quacky, I get down on that middle and bridge pickup. So that's like a country sound. That's like a country sound. Now, for blues, I'll typically turn the delay off, volume all the way up, compressor on, and then kick in the tube screamer. That's where I'll be when I start singing. I might roll the volume off a little bit. Something like I'm getting more of a little rock sound. I'll add that delay. More hum than I like. Hard chord for me to hit. I was telling Rick Romanelli about that. He said, why? I said, it just is. It's hard for me to nail that chord. So what I do, I'll go for that D string, D note with my first finger and get that C underneath it. And then I can get the other two fingers in place because you're playing an F like this and throwing that D on top of it. Now you could play like an F13. It's more of a major chord. got a friend that in his band, he's using the Fender DeVille, which is 60 watts and 4 10-inch speakers. It's just like mine. And I'm not going to say they play a lot louder than us. They may play a little bit louder than us, but not much, because you can only get so loud in these clubs anyway, or these places that you play. They only let you get so loud. So this 15-watt amp absolutely, handles it beautifully. Remember to get good chords. And then the one thing I didn't go over is the Moon EQ. I've got this set flat, and just to boost the volume, a tiny hair. So if I'm here, and I'm starting to get lost in the mix, I've got that one extra step that'll just bring me up that little bit. That's what I learned. Now, for like 6 years straight, I was using my Mexico Strat, the 94 with the stacked humbuckers in it. They look like single coils, but they're really humbuckers, and they've got, it's called the S1 switch that puts them into series with themselves. But I was always a single coil guy. I was always kind of a Strat type of guy, although I did play PV for years. I ran the tone controls all the way up, usually, which put them into single coil mode anyway. Once in a while, I would back it off. If I need to fatten this up, I just roll the tone off. You got to kick up the volume. Oh, no, don't want to do that. Okay. That's kind of brittle. Use that neck pickup, definitely, but and Detroit Wrecker was talking about buying a Blues Junior that's been modded. I say go for it. First of all, you can't go wrong with a Blues Junior, in my opinion. You can't go wrong, and if somebody has modded it for something that appeals to you, that is a mod that suits your style or your type of playing, how much better can it get from there? It's a good practice amp because you can play it at lower volume, you can take it out, you can gig with it. It's not real heavy. It's not like the DeVille. That thing's 70, 80 pounds. That thing's huge. It's terrible. I can barely get it in the back of the van anymore. The Blues Junior is nice and light. Please click and watch it and like this video because Ed needs guitar chords. Bitch. Actually, these are the chords that I use in this room. They get tangled in my feet. They get tangled under my desk chair. They get stepped on, pulled on. So occasionally, every now and then, I got to take them apart and fix the ends because they're all repairable. They're not the molded plastic. They're the old Switchcraft type jacks. So you can unscrew it. You can fix the end. And that's all I need to do, and I'm going to do it. So you can make fun of me for bad chords if you want, but I'll fix my chords. But anyway, I recommend if you're going to buy a Blues Junior, absolutely do it. If you have a Strat style guitar with the standard Fender style, classic tremolo, that Rockinger black box really stabilizes it because I float my trem. A lot of guys will deck it. I do not deck the tremolo, so. And if you want to have some fun, get a good laugh, go watch my Old Man Shreds His Rocking Chair video that I posted the other night. I think you'd get a kick out of that one. That was kind of fun. I watch all these YouTubers and they're substantially younger than me, and they play a different kind of music. And then you've got Guitar Meets Science Jimmy, who's just absolutely insane. And he amazes me more with every time I see him play. I'm even more amazed. So I had to throw my little bit in there and do my little shred video. And then I put a blues video up too of playing of the blues to both of those I was using my Ditto looper. So. Okay, that's my video, the Harley Benton VT Series Strat with the Rockinger black box, the Fender Blues Junior with the Celestion 50-watt A-type speaker in it to give it a little more headroom. And I hope, you got some use out of my little display here. Thank you. Catch y'all later.